There we go. What's good, everybody? It's your boy BOOGOTTINYC. This is our bottom line. Let's get it. Trump, D.O.J has finally released Ghislaine Maxwells Interview Transcripts. We're getting them sporadically, but we're gonna go through some more today. Y'all ready? How you doing, Mark? How you doing, Betty? Rebecca. How you doing, Liberty? I see you up in here this morning early. How you guys doing? Time to wake up. Time to start the show. I'm really gonna need those slaps in the forehead before I go. It's a real one today, y'all. It's gonna be a real one. So guess what? It's Thursday, the 28th. Y'all ready? I am. I hope this guy is. So let's go. Time to start the show. I'm ready to go. Let's get it, yo. They're ready to go, 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 go. And without any further ado, we're going to bring to you the sounds of Kit. Whenever he's ready. Everybody got time to wake up. And let's get it. All right, come on now. Problems present opportunities. Let's keep on moving forward. Do y'all want to try? I know it's about 6 o'clock right about now. I know it's got to be. Soon as you're ready, we gonna jam because we got a good show today. So are you ready, my man? Let's go. 6 o'clock. One more time. And, we got one for y'all this morning, but we really got to wake up those paws with the little pats, with the little, I'm talking about for real. Yeah, I've been up since 3, but I still need to get up. You know why? Because when I came home last night, you wouldn't make love to me. You went fast asleep. You wouldn't even talk to me. You said, I'm so crazy. I'm so crazy. Coming home intoxicated. I said, I just want to love you. I just want to love you. I guess that's why I'm so elated. Y'all ready? Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Just give it to me, baby. I'm Rick James, bitch. Y'all know why I'm open, right? Cause if pump that beat. It's Thursday the 28th. That's right, y'all. It's 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this is our bottom line. Where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that. Where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me lit. Yeah, that really turned me up right there. Woo! Thursday, the 28th, 2025. Yes, I'm breathing hard. I'm breathing real hard because I had to do a whole performance, a whole intro, and I am not Rick James, bitch. Who we got up in the building right now? We got Liberty and Justice. We have, who's that, Queen? With that Queen of the Detroit. That's what's up. What's up, Queen of Detroit? How you doing? Who else we got up in here? We got, I can't even see this person, Usman Dream. We got Rebecca Lon Yen Bueno tapping in from Grand Rapids, Michigan. We got Liberty and Justice up in here. We also have, we got some new people popping in right now. Y'all must have got some notifications that your boy was going in. For real, for real. We having a good morning this morning. You know why? Because he woke us up this morning. We could be doing anything else, but the fact of the matter that y'all came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. And so does, I'm Rick James, bitch. It's Thursday the 28th. We got a lot to get into. As you guys already know, We got a total full clip over here. What I'm gonna do is, I got 5 on it. We're gonna stack those 5 videos at a time, and right after that, I'm gonna come to the comments to see what you guys have to say, and then we're gonna keep those 5 going. I'll chime in from now and then, depending on what what videos we watch, but that's how it goes around here. Make sure to keep your opinions on the topic. You guys can be free, your free will to say anything you want in the comments. We the 80s and 90s and early 2000s babies over here. You know what I'm saying? Generation Next. Come on, y'all, give it up for Generation Next. Ones that went outside and their mother was like, see you tomorrow. And we just came home whenever we was done with the night. All right, y'all. Me, it's your boy BOOGOTTINYC. I want to thank you guys. It's about our 327th episode. Almost made it all the way around the sun to our yearly episode, which is, of course, whatever the years breaks down to. You guys know that number, 365. That's right. Yes, and we're thankful for every single day, every single person that's here. And without any further ado, y'all know what I want to do. Let's get into these titles. Let's go. What do we have over here? We got Trump. The D.O.J. finally released Ghislaine Maxwells Interview Transcripts. We've been running through them for the early part of the week. We've been getting through a lot of the propaganda stuff, the stuff that she probably wants to make sure that she how can I say, wants to clean up before she puts out. Just got to be honest, you guys, because the information that we're getting from Ghislaine doesn't seem to match up with what all of the victims are saying. That's why we've been playing both sides over here, her as well as the victim's account. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because secondly, what we have here is President Trump has deployed the National Guard to city of Chicago. Yes, Chicago, guess what? They're coming. Good times, anytime you're feeling pressure, good times. That's what they did, Good Times at, you guys. Yes, Good Times, that old show with Michael and JJ. They actually taped that on in front of a studio audience in Chicago. And guess who else is going to Chicago? The National Guard. Keep on moving forward, you guys. Last but not least, we got the Fort Lauderdale, Fort Lauderdale, Florida leaders are set to meet about what? The rainbow crosswalks. What do you guys think about those rainbow crosswalks that's all over, that's been popping up? Do you agree with them, or do you think that they should get rid of them? Personally, I don't like them myself. And with that being said, let's get into the first clip, you guys. Have no idea what's going on in the city of New York outside, but we expect to hear sirens all the time. But right now, we got some gaggle coming directly from the President Trump. Says this has never been done before. He basically lets the press in to a White House press conference, and it's a presidential cabinet meeting. Let's get into it, you guys. Good morning. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Thursday. Let's get it.
You know what I think? I think this. You have not had this happen for 4 years. You sat and you'd ask one question to Biden, and it was always the ice cream question, right? What flavor ice cream do you like best? I like vanilla. And
come on in, guys. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in.
Now we've done enough. These people are very busy. I want to just thank. This is the greatest. This has never been done before. First of all, a cabinet meeting was sacred. You'd never let the fake news media in. But the fake news media isn't all fake. It's a lot of it is, but it's not all. I think it's a great thing. I think maybe it's going to be done in the future. I hope it's going to be done. But you really get the word out. I mean, we had each one of these people spoke. I think each one, if I thought one of them did badly, I would call that person out. I would say, Christy, what the heck are you doing?
You know him, you would too.
No, seriously, you have a very talented group of people. They get along, they work along together. And there's something really nice about just, the openness of what we're doing. It's government. It's an open government. That's what we are. And we haven't made too many mistakes. Maybe we'll, but we haven't made too many mistakes. We've called it right. And I think you can be very proud of your country. We are a respected country again. We are really, right now, respected at the highest level, and we're doing great. And we're a very rich country again, very rich. And that's a good thing, because when we're rich, we can take care of poor. And that's what we're doing. And we're taking care of crime. And
We'll get them tariffs right now, homeboy, because, yeah, we starting to feel those tariffs on the street. They already adjust the size of the bag of the potato chips, but, yeah, we still don't care. We need to get some money going on out here. Right now, we also have another situation where tariffs, yes, they kicked in. I just had to say it. Tariffs just kicked in 50%. And on who? India, of all places. So now all of your curry, man. If you try to use the curry and you want some cumin, some of the curry, what else they call it? The curry, cumin, and there's another one. I forgot the name of it. So all of your spices and everything probably going to be going up with a 50% tariff, you guys.
We start in the US with President Trump's trade war, because today it has a new target. As of nearly 2 hours ago now, midnight in Washington, 9:30 a.m. in Delhi, most Indian goods imported into the US face a 50% tariff. The US imposed a 25% import tax earlier this month because of what the administration sees as an unfair trading relationship between the two. Now it's doubled the rate as punishment for buying oil from Russia. So let's just give you a sense of what's involved here, looking at some of the numbers. To start with, last year, the United States was India's biggest trading partner, with bilateral trade worth $190 billion. But here are the numbers President Trump is upset about. India sells a lot more to America than the other way around. So last year, the US ran a trade deficit with India of almost $46 billion. Proof to President Trump the relationship, in his view, is unfair. And here's the other bone of contention. India imports most of its oil, last year almost 40% of its crude, from Russia.
Didn't even buy the oil
Well,
from
President
us.
Trump is saying India is helping Russia fund the war in Ukraine. Earlier this month, he accused it of not caring how many people in Ukraine are being killed by the Russian war machine.
Does that mean anything to anybody right there as far as those numbers are concerned? I know we're feeling it on the streets, but a lot of people can't hang in there. We don't have a war chest, President Trump. We got to keep on moving forward. We don't have the war chest that you guys have up there to be able to sustain this stuff. Now let's get on over to New York, where thousands in jewelry have been stolen. I think I can say that word. Stolen by thieves posing as NYCHA employees, says the NYPD. NYCHA, New York Housing, and New York City Housing Authority. They posed as NYCHA employees. Not only that, they did this on a Monday morning at 9 a.m. So this person actually thought that it was really carpenters and people that was probably coming to work in her apartment.
Police say the two suspects gained entry into that building by posing as NYCHA employees. They then proceeded to rob the victim at gunpoint.
Fox 6's Linda Schmidt joins us live from East New York with the very latest on this. Linda?
Okay, so just imagine this. You're 25 years old, young woman, you're sitting at home. It's 8:45 on a Monday morning. Now, most people are coming and going to work. Suddenly get a knock on the door. It's two men saying they are NYCHA workers. You let them in. They come in, they pull out guns, and then they rob you. Well, that's what this woman says happened to her, and police are asking for the public's help tonight in figuring out who these two suspects are. Now, go ahead, take a look at this video here. These are two surveillance photos the NYPD released. Both of the men are wearing masks. You'll notice that. Now, one of them was wearing a green sweatshirt and a green pair of sweatpants. The other was wearing a blue sweater. Now, the victim, as I said, a 25-year-old woman, ended up getting robbed of about $7,000 in cash and about $200,000 in jewelry. All of that was in the apartment. We are at the Cypress Hills houses in East New York, Brooklyn. Now, thankfully, the young woman was not injured, and the suspects ended up running off. But again,
you got $200,000 in jewelry. You got robbed for how much money in cash, and you're living in the projects? Something's wrong with the story. There's something else on the bone. There's something they're not telling us. Don't leave that bullshit alone. Come on, we're not going for that. Stop playing. You got $200,000 in jewelry, all right? And it was about how much money did they get in cash? First of all, it was an inside job. Somebody knew she had that. She was probably going online, influencer. That's why you see me, all I do is wear this little ring right here, and this is made of tin. Trust me. Not even real, y'all. It's not even real. It's all fugazi. Trust me. It's all what's that stuff that they got? Moissanite. It's not real. Then ain't no reason to come messing with your boy. We're gonna keep on moving forward. But that story does not make sense. The ends don't justify the means? You got all that money, but you're living in the projects. You got all of this war going on around you, and you're sitting there with steaks and all sorts of good pastries and all sorts of food, and you think that these people are not going to find out where you at and get right to you? The ends didn't justify the means. Get rid of that jewelry, buy a house, go somewhere safe. Because, you're trying to get that free rent from NYCHA and that free electricity? I got you. Keep on moving forward now, because the Coast Guard announces largest drug official offload in world history. I caught this one. I couldn't believe this happened. The Coast Guard announces the biggest drug offload in world history. Let's go.
Coast Guard today making history as the Coast Guard announcing the largest drug offload in history, totaling nearly $500 million at the Florida port. The U.S. Coast Guard says crews offloaded 61,000 pounds of cocaine and 14,000 pounds of bulk marijuana
Cocaine is
at
a hell
the
of a
Port
drug.
Everglades in South Florida. Let's listen in.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Rick James, bitch.
Protecting our nation. 80% of all narcotics seized are confiscated at sea, underscoring the impact of Coast Guard maritime interdiction efforts. The U.S. Coast Guard brings unique authorities and unmatched capabilities as the world's leader in maritime counter-drug operations. Every single day, thousands of brave men and women of the Coast Guard stand watch, controlling, securing, and defending our border and maritime approaches. We are proud to serve as a part of the Department of Homeland Security and at all times, one of our military branches. Whether on the water or in the air, the U.S. Coast Guard works hand in hand with our partners. We're on the front lines in the fight against foreign terrorist organizations and other dangerous criminals who seek to flood our community with narcotics, deadly fentanyl, and other illicit substances.
South, which is charged with all of the detection and monitoring of drugs, both on the water and in the maritime airspace. And our connection to Coast Guard is obviously, we build the picture and pass the ships and the prosecution off to the Coast Guard, who then gets after the drugs, interdicts it, and brings it home. Brings it home for expert burning and disposal.
Somebody basically was like, we're going to try to send a whole ship over there full of it. $500 million. Ain't no Tony Soprano. I mean, ain't no Tony Montana. Ain't no El Chapo, El Mayo. That was some big situation right there. 500 million, and they caught it all. Woo! Shout out to the Coast Guard, y'all, for doing y'all thing and saving so many lives. They got so much intel off the streets. Good work. We got to go over to Judge Janine Pirro, who announces the a D-rug bus and traffickers that had a group of GUNs and D-rugs. I can't say that. I can't say these words. I can let them say it, but I can't say it. I got to be careful how I say my words. Next thing you know, you get the spinning ball over there, Bugatti. Be careful.
Not so much, right? Fancy duds here. Is this the Draco? Is this the Draco?
The Draco. She said this is the Draco.
And that one? Just a rifle? I grew up with rifles. They didn't look like that. Hi, everybody. How are you? Good to have you here today. Good to be here. Anybody have a sense of humor today?
What are you fumbling?
You can get closer. I'm not going to bite anybody. 1 year ago today, my office, along with the Washington field office of the FBI, began an investigation stemming from the sale of PCP and fentanyl in Knox Place, Anacostia. This investigation is the culmination of what we call a Title III wiretap. Last week, on August 21st, my office indicted 8 individuals for PCP and fentanyl trafficking, as well as conspiracy. The individuals who've been indicted are the following. 2 are from California, 1 is from Baltimore, and 5 of them are from the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Now, this morning, in a very sophisticated and almost flawlessly run operation, the FBI Washington field office, along with my office, executed approximately 20 residential search warrants across DC, Maryland, and Los Angeles. And I want to thank the Metropolitan Police and DEA for assisting us this morning in DC, Maryland, and Los Angeles as well.
All right, you guys, we're going to keep on moving forward. That was 2 minutes right there. I'm getting so good at this. Yeah, we want to go through the pistols and the D-rugs and all of that, but the one before that was even bigger, so I could have stayed on that one even longer. We got to get to some on Ghislaine Maxwell information, because the families of the Epstein victims, to be honest with you, they're outraged over the D.O.J's Maxwell interview. And again, a lot of them are peed off because they feel as if they're giving her a platform and they're not having a platform.
Family members of the victims of Jeffrey Epstein are outraged. Family members of the victims of Jeffrey Epstein are outraged, they say, over the Justice Department's transcript of an interview with Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell. In fact, relatives of one of Epstein's accusers, Virginia Roberts Giuffre, say that interview gave Maxwell a platform to rewrite history. Giuffre died by suicide back in April, and our Nicole Killian is following this controversy for us. Nicole, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Tony. The book's publisher said Virginia Giuffre asked for her memoir to be released in the event of her death, but Giuffre's account of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's alleged sex trafficking and grooming appears to differ from what Maxwell told the #2 official at the Justice Department last month.
Exactly.
According to the publisher, Virginia Giuffre's forthcoming memoir titled Nobody's Girl tells an intimate, disturbing, and heartbreaking account of her time with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Prince Andrew, who she previously accused of sexually assaulting her when she was 17.
He needs to be held accountable.
Giuffre spoke with Gayle King in 2020 before settling a lawsuit against Prince Andrew, who has maintained his innocence. She claimed she was trafficked by Epstein and Maxwell.
She is a monster. She's worse than Epstein.
Do you guys know that he paid that lawsuit? The Queen, before all of this happened, basically admonished him. King, after she passed, the King said, you are stripped of all of your royal duties as well as your royal badges, right? And also, of course, they paid the money, but he's been admonished. He's outcast. He's no longer even a part of the family as they look at it. Of course, Virginia Giuffre is no longer with us anymore because they're saying that she passed by suicide. Let me get that right. Suicide. I don't want to get in trouble. Let's go.
She did things even worse than Epstein did. She was vicious. She was evil.
Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year sentence on sex trafficking charges for conspiring with Epstein. In a new audio recording released by the Justice Department Friday, Maxwell pushed back against Giuffre's previous accusations that she pressured Giuffre to have sex with the royal.
There's more than one person that's saying the same thing. And then in the next clip, we're going to catch her basically with the grooming process, saying that when she used to get massages, anytime I had a massage and it felt good and the girl was pretty, I would introduce the girl to Epstein. She basically said it. Come on, let's go, y'all.
What's an even bigger word than bullshit?
Maxwell, who sat for a 2-day interview with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, also denied recruiting Giuffre from President Trump's Mar-a-Lago club. And she claimed she never witnessed any inappropriate behavior by the president and insisted Epstein did not maintain a client list.
There is no list. I'm not aware of any blackmail. I never heard that. I never saw it, and I never imagined it.
Giuffre's family called Maxwell's interview with Blanche bizarre and an attempt to rewrite history. Maxwell's attorney said she didn't dodge and answered every question. Maxwell was recently moved to a low-security prison in...
Not that she didn't dodge the questions, it's the fact that she didn't tell the truth in those questions, and she basically said whatever she needed to say for what, you guys? To make sure that she secures her possible appeal that we know is coming up. Let's get back on over to Washington right now, because we got President Trump tearing up Chuck. Who we talking about? Yeah, Chuck Schumer. He says he has a good 20 years, and he also said that he's not. Let's let him say it, because I can't say the way the way that President Trump goes in. Let's go in real quick.
Hello. Go ahead.
On Congress, Mr. President, would you be open to a year-long continuing resolution?
Someone asked if he would agree to a year-long resolution on Congress.
I'm always open to whatever is necessary. But here's the problem in Congress. You have Democrats that will never vote for anything. I could say that we're going to lower your taxes by 50%. We're going to guarantee you free cities, safe cities. Nobody will ever get touched, molested, beat up, shot in the head. We're going to give you the greatest country ever. We need your vote. And they won't vote. And they do it in unison. The only thing they do good is cheat on elections and unite. You know why they unite? Not because they're good or they're loyal people. They unite because they're afraid. They're afraid of the radical left. And you can't get their vote. So we have a vote coming up at the end of September. And I think we're going to pass it because we have the majority. And I think almost every Republican will vote for an extension. Because no matter what deal you make with these people, look at Schumer. He made a deal a year and a half ago. And after making the deal, he's been almost run out of the party. He's not the same man. He's not the same man. He's finished. He aged 20 years. He's become a Palestinian, by the way. We call him our great Palestinian senator. But Chuck Schumer, and I wrote him a letter. I said, Chuck, that was really great. Thank you very much. And somebody gave the letter to the press, not me. And he was destroyed because they thought I was being sarcastic, and I wasn't. He made a great decision. It kept our country open. It was a positive. But
you talk about somebody that don't pull their punches. This dude right there, oh my God. I'm not even going to say those words again, because I know y'all heard him say it himself. Be careful who you deliver food to if you work for a food delivery service. Be careful. And don't come to the door dressed a certain way. Make sure that you have yourself covered with clothing on. You know, don't come to the door crazy like this freakazoid man right now who's been charged for allegedly, reading the food drivers while naked. Greeting food drivers while naked. I'm sorry, not reading, but greeting them. So he come into the door with other thoughts besides just getting his Uber Eats. This food ordered food like 3 times three times in one sitting. And matter of fact, let them do it.
Well, here's a tip about ordering from
can't even do
DoorDash. If you come to the door naked when the driver arrives, you risk arrest.
Especially if you do it 3 times in the same night, and the 3rd time is in front of a deputy sheriff.
There you go.
Fox 5's Doug Evans has more on this strange case from Coweta County.
Let y'all explain it, because I couldn't get that.
If you talk to any DoorDash driver, they'll tell you they've seen it all. A lot of crazy stuff going on out there. Well, 2 DoorDash drivers here in Coweta County say they saw it all of Frederick Riley the other night when he apparently opened the door to take delivery of 2 separate food orders. Let me show you the mug shot so you can see who we're talking about. Frederick Riley charged with 2 counts of public indecency after answering the door twice. That's 2 separate times to get food orders at his front door.
Hey, Frederick, the name of the app is DoorDash, not Door Ass.
All in the same night. Both women claim he was fully naked. They both called 911. So here's what deputies did. They sent a female deputy to knock on Riley's door. Here's the body cam video. No pun intended.
DoorDash!
So this is the 3rd time they come into the door. They knocking on the door saying DoorDash, and they moving away from the door so that he can't peek through.
He's got a dog.
So the deputies knocked on the door. She told the other deputies that he's got a dog, and they're waiting for him to open the door. Here he comes. And he's naked again.
Yeah.
Third time that night. In fact, we had to blur the video.
Sheriff's office. No,
Sheriff's office, you gotta step
I
out.
don't have any clothes on. I can't.
I talked with the Coweta County Sheriff's Office and learned some other details about the case.
And one of the delivery drivers was able to get a picture of him standing in the doorway, fully naked.
What did he say, if anything?
To one of the drivers, he invited them inside, to which they declined, and then left the scene and called 911.
Silver bracelets, they're one size fits all for everybody. And do you guys hear that?
Okay, so I want to show you this exchange. Apparently, Riley has pants on now, and they are about to take him to jail.
I mean, I talked to one, but that was like 6 hours ago, and that was just a delivery. But okay, well, you're getting arrested for public indecency. Public indecency? Yeah, because you're...
Frederick Riley, a little surprised.
You shut that damn dog up. I'm trying to hear the clicks.
At the outcome of his evening. He has been charged with 2 counts of indecent exposure, and late word from the sheriff's office here is he is out of jail on a $1,200 bond.
No, they should have made it more. They should have made it more. They should have made it much more than $1,200, y'all. I'm sorry, because, you know, I get to a certain point where it gets so funny, I can't help it. What y'all got for me over here? Move to a nudist colony. That is a lawsuit. Nasty MF. How you get waves like that, bro? It's just basically in my blood. It's in my family. Give me a Democrat issue that benefits American people. What else y'all got for me? Come on, hold on a minute. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know we're supposed to be keep on moving because that's the way the show go. But we having fun right now. That was crazy. We're gonna get on over to Bryan, Texas, real quick. Well, this was actually done in Tennessee. Some of this Ghislaine Maxwells stuff where she says she saw Epstein working very hard, and she explains that that's how he acquired all of his wealth, by working very hard, not doing anything else. Not doing nothing else. But this is me, and I love the way I stack the deck, and I like to listen to every single word because she always slips up.
We talked yesterday morning about Mr. Epstein's kind of business and how he had money. Did he seem to live beyond his means as far as what he was making? So
no.
Did you ever get the sense while you were with him that it was suspicious or curious how he was able to have the funds to, buy, 2 planes, an island, New Mexico, the ranch, almost unlimited funds?
You said it perfectly. I thought it was astonishing, but I didn't have any reason to believe that it came from anything nefarious. I saw him work. I never saw him really do anything other than be on the phone. There's that. And he had a lot of meetings, but he had a lot of accounts. And he dealt with pretty much every financier that you could care to mention. And if I could have access to the names, I'd be able to tell you which ones I just don't remember them all. But in every bank, Goldman, Lehman.
She remembers some things, but not all the people. But she remembers all the banks, all the deals, and the fact that he got his money cleanly. It's making me start to think now that she should have probably got more time. And with those children, it probably was much, much more going on to actually multiply his wealth. This onion I'm talking about, it probably has so many more layers that we have no idea what's going on. That's why we really need to get down to the bottom of all this information. And let's stop calling it the files. Let's stop calling it the Epstein files. Let's call it all of the Epstein information, all of the sourced information, the stuff that you got out of the safe, in the stuff that you got out of the safe that was in the New York house that we went over to, right? There's saves everywhere, trust me. And then all of the pictures, when Alan Dershowitz said he went inside of the safe and came out with all of these pictures of this specific president and he laid them out. Yeah, when the FBI came out, they have those photos. What's up with that information? That's what you guys should really be concerned about.
all of them, to my mind anyway. And most of the major businessmen at that time, he was in the Council of Foreign Relations. So you had access, that's an extraordinary list of people, it just is. And then you asked me about his back, so I thought about it last night, how to try and explain what it was, and I think the best thing is to focus only on Wexner's business. So I was present for some of their meetings in some of their business, and I listened. And so things that I personally recollect, and I know I heard, was that he would, when I told you yesterday, I think that he would, no detail was too small, so he would do the contracts with the staff, I think. I saw that myself. And he also organized all the trusts for all the children. So if Wexner had kids, and if he did have children. So every time.
You know all of that. You know every other detail, Ghislaine. But you don't know anything about some stuff that we really want to get the information for, Ghislaine. We got to keep on moving forward because as we say over here, we know bullshit when we smell it. We're going to keep on going, y'all. Ghislaine Maxwell says that we're going to go over to Dallas really quick. We're going to come back over to this. We got more. We're going to go over to Dallas real quick because in Fort Worth, we got this widow that speaks after her husband lost his life at his son's baptismal party. I wanted to get this in here to make sure that these guys got some demo on this story. Terrible story, but I had to let you guys see it. Let's get on over to DFW. Everybody in Texas, come to the front of the stage.
Hearing from the widow of a man who was killed during his son's baptism celebration. This would have been Christian Montez's birthday, but he was shot outside his family's home 1 month ago. Meredith Yeomans reports from Balch Springs.
We came to celebrate another year.
Balloons and cake are supposed to be for happy occasions. But the only thing running through the mind of Perla Contreras.
Right now that he's not here, celebrating with us.
Christian Montez would have turned 35 today, but the husband, father, and diehard Cowboys fans was shot to death last month. Outside a family gathering for his son's baptism and for his 4-year-old daughter's birthday.
The last memory I have of him is literally him hugging her, singing happy birthday to her.
Balch Springs police say they were called to a home on Peachtree Road around 12:30 a.m. An arrest warrant says Leonardo Campos, a distant relative, had been seen firing a handgun in the driveway area. It says Montez confronted Campos, which led to a verbal altercation that escalated into a physical fight. During the fight, the warrant says Campos drew a firearm and shot Montez.
All I saw was just blood coming out of his nose, his mouth. He was on the floor. I mean, every time I close my eyes, that's all I see.
Montez died at Baylor Medical in Dallas, where the warrant says a nurse confirmed Montez was shot in the upper chest and his back, suggesting he was shot more than once and possibly after turning away or falling.
I just don't get why.
Contreras says what led to the shooting is still unclear.
The life of the party.
But who was taken because of it is not.
Christian.
Terrible situation right there, you guys. But it looks like, I don't know if before or after that other guy got beat up. Let's say they got a hold of him and they beat him up after he powed the guy. But that doesn't seem more likely because at that time he would be holding the pistol. What it seems to me is probably he was getting beat up and he pulled that thing to try to, I don't know, but we're gonna keep on following that story. No matter who it is, we have to pray for the lives of the lost that were the lives of the lost that were lost. Yes, we have to pray for the life that was lost, and we're gonna pray for the family and the friends that are suffering throughout this tragic event. We ask that you bring peace and calmness to the family in this day. Amen. We're gonna keep on moving forward, you guys, because now we got to get on over to Elon Musk, who's suing Apple over OpenAI and an AI, an AI competition clause that they're putting in or something like that. Yeah, AI competition. Let's go.
We're to live now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft. Let's keep it moving with more of these top headlines. As I said before the break, we have a few tech ones to get to. So this is what we know. Elon Musk back in the news. Well, he's really always in the news. The billionaire's AI startup company XAI is suing Apple and ChatGPT maker OpenAI in Texas federal court, accusing the tech giants of market manipulation. Now, in the antitrust suit, Musk is claiming they're preventing innovators like X and XAI from competing. Of course, Musk bought X back in 2022. You know that his Grok chatbot is integrated into it and is also a standalone app. This comes as Apple partnered with OpenAI on AI technology just last year. So I want to talk about this suit, its implications for the burgeoning tech that is artificial intelligence. We're going to do that with Washington Post reporter Garrett DeVink. Garrett joins me.
No, we're not. All we're going to take from that is Elon Musk is suing Apple over OpenAI. We're going to see where it goes. We're going to keep on going. No need to get into the nerd details. That's all we really care about, right? Don't y'all come in just for that. We don't need all that other stuff because we got too much more to keep on going. But guess what? We want to thank right now. We want to thank Merck 336 for the $19.99 super chat. $19.99. We appreciate it. Guess what? We don't turn down nothing but our collar. We just happen to be wearing 2 this morning. And guess what, you guys? You know what? We understand this. Hot out here for a pimp. So we don't always try to get the tips and the super chats. They rob us on that anyway. Y'all know how y'all do it. Y'all YouTube. Y'all take 30%, just so you guys know. What we try to do over here is we try to get those likes up to let more people know what we got going on over here. That will help out so much. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, come on. We're trying to get the 50,000 subscribers, y'all. We put in the work. We're here every day. We go hard and we don't play. We try to make everything rhyme and stay on time just so you won't leave on time. Let's go. We're going to keep it moving, y'all. We got the police ride along going on with these ghost plates crackdowns in Long Island. Everybody as well, can you give Merck the thanks for the fact that he gave up $19.99 for the super chat? Also, he said the Starbucks is on him today. And how do I become a member of the channel? All you got to do is hit that membership right there and hit those three buttons, and you're going to see membership, and you select that, and you just go ahead and do what you got to do. Also, we want to give another shout out to who else right here? We're going to give another shout out to Eric Chima. Thank you so much. We appreciate all the super chats and the fact that you guys really appreciate the work that we do. I want to keep on working. I want to entertain people that's here and make sure you guys are getting what y'all deserve to get. We're going to get to this police ride along on this ghost plate crackdown in Long Island. These ghost plates and the crackdown is very important. I myself have personally witnessed all sorts of cars coming through on sidewalks, doing crazy things once they get caught in a crime, whether it's something like grabbing clothing out at a clothing store, running out with jewelry or something like that. You always see these fast sort of like BMWs or whatever trying to get away, and they have the paper plates, which they're calling ghost plates. They're trying to crack down on these plates because of situations like that, as well as the fact that they're, of course, not paying fines, going straight through their congestive pricing and not getting their $15 or their $14 out of it. So they're cracking down in Long Island. Check this out.
Going issue in our area, and tonight we're getting an up-close look at how one local law enforcement group is going after these offenders.
Fox 5's Jody Goldberg with the exclusive ride-along you will not see anywhere else.
Reference my stop, I'm going to need an A number by ID.
Lieutenant Thomas Young with the Suffolk County Sheriff's Office knows exactly what he's looking for.
These here are Texas temporary plates, or at least they purport to be Texas temporary plates. These are completely fraudulent. This is a dead plate. It doesn't come back to anything. It's surrendered, and they'll put it on their car so that if they are going through toll plazas or if they are passing a license plate reader or something like that, when it picks up that plate number, it just comes back to nothing. We'll head over like the Floyd. It's close. There's a lot of traffic.
On an exclusive ride-along with Fox 5, we focus on ghost plates, which are phony plates that Lieutenant Young says puts everyone at risk. They're used by drivers looking to skirt the system and avoid accountability for crimes, traffic violations, and unpaid tolls and fines.
If you have a fictitious plate on your car that you made in your basement or you got from Facebook Marketplace, it just makes going about and committing crimes a lot easier because you're almost completely off the grid.
The first car We Stop raises concerns. New Jersey plates with the New York State inspection.
What's going on with that plate?
After checking it out, it was legit.
I have a resource that was given to me from the New York State Department of Motor Vehicles that kind of describes what a New Jersey temp plate should look like.
But Sheriff Errol Toulon Jr. says it's the ones that aren't that really cause problems on the road.
We're in a partnership with many different agencies that are going after these bad actors in our community.
The partnership, according to the MTA, has resulted in nearly 2,000 towed vehicles from New York roads and roughly $11.5 million in fines so far this year. And in Suffolk County, deputy sheriffs have issued over 300 summonses.
That's all you're getting. Thank you. Hope you guys be on point. Don't be out there with them ghost plates. If you go to Facebook Marketplace and say, hey, you can get some temporary plates from us, it's only going to be $49.99. Guess what happens with that? You have a whole bunch of people that downloaded that same plate, so they already on the radar. Don't get caught out there, even the metal ones. Don't have nobody letting you think that you're good with those fake plates. Also, those temporary plates, they're gonna be on the radar for them. I think New York is actually stopping the issuance of temporary plates, because temporary plates are plates that you actually can receive when you go buy a car from, let's say, a used car lot, or maybe if you go somewhere like to buy a car somewhere. But now they're making the companies and those actual car dealers, they're making them issue real plates now so that they can track them. And y'all know that you got your homegirl out here, Kathy Jokel Hokel, who's trying to make sure that she runs that bag up when it comes down to the congestive pricing. Yes, the toll road robbery. That's right, you guys. We have to pay $9 if we live in the city to get past 59th Street. And if you don't have a easy pass, it's $14. Highway robbery. That's why we shouldn't be paying no extra when it comes to the train or worrying about fixing them. Because what y'all doing with that money? Keep on moving forward. We're not stupid. Let's go over to Milwaukee. Remember that case with that judge that helped that illegal criminal get out the back way and she got locked up anyway? Yeah, we got to go to Milwaukee because this judge, she has a criminal case that came up, and we got to cover that right now because this is the follow-up to the story where that judge, like I said, I'm not going to say it again. You guys heard what I said. Let's go.
Former Milwaukee public defender will spend more than a month in the county jail.
He expressed remorse earlier today during his sentencing in prostitution solicitation case.
Oh, my bad. This is the one about the prosecutor. I'm sorry.
I feel this community.
This is yeah.
I love Milwaukee so much.
Sorry about
who
that.
trusted me to protect their loved ones.
Schwantes was soliciting prostitutes in Milwaukee and putting himself in a position to represent clients who he was paying for sex. He reached a plea deal in the case last month. He'll now serve 45 days in jail, plus 2 years probation and 100 hours of community service. He must also pay a $4,000 fine. That could be reduced to $2,000 if he does 250 hours of community service.
The Milwaukee County judge accused of helping an immigrant to escape ICE agents will be going to trial.
The case in the Milwaukee County judge gained national attention. Political reporter Jason Kelby tells us exactly what comes next. Jason?
Well, Mary, this case against Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan was supposed to go to trial back in July, but the federal judge postponed it. He wanted time to weigh Dugan's ask to throw out the case. Tonight, he rules against her. The case against Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan is moving forward.
It's all lies.
Federal prosecutors say she helped an immigrant evade waiting immigration agents. Dugan says she didn't know the man's immigration status.
When they come in front of me, I'm not supposed to know that.
Days before federal agents arrested her in April, she called the police about another issue. During her conversation, she told MPD about the immigrant case.
A couple taxpayers are mad that I hid this guy in the jury room. I didn't do anything that they're saying. What I'm worried about is just the whackers that will believe this story, which is not true. I'm not being investigated by the feds. The FBI was not there. ICE was there.
In fact, the federal complaint against Dugan says FBI and ICE agents were outside her courtroom. They say they plan to arrest Eduardo Flores Ruiz, who is in state court for charges of domestic abuse. Federal prosecutors say she brought him through a non-public jury door.
I did not hide this migrant in the jury room or in my chambers. I had him leave out the back door, which I do when
they got this video.
Back in May, Dugan's legal team asked a federal judge to throw out the case. Tuesday, federal judge Lynn Edelman sided with the federal government. He says history reveals the government has the better argument. Dugan's defense argues she has judicial immunity, meaning she's protected from prosecution for her official actions as a judge. But the federal government says that immunity only applies to civil lawsuits and does not shield judges from criminal prosecution.
Oh, so she can actually get arrested, locked up for that.
Dugan's legal team wouldn't say if they plan to appeal. Her lawyers say they're disappointed by today's ruling.
I'm sure they are, but look, when you lie and then the government actually saw the video, they like, wait a minute, we saw the video of you actually telling somebody to let this guy through there, through the jury chambers. You know you had something to do with that, boo, and that's why you got locked up, and they gonna give us some time because they moving forward with that case right there, boy. She might get disbarred and all sorts of crazy stuff. What y'all got for me in these comments over here? ICE is acting like the Gestapo. They patrol the entire country to manipulate only. What we got, Rebecca? You are right, Patrick. Good morning, says Tehran. Okay, Sky says, hit those like buttons. 1,000 people are watching, and we got to keep them entertained. We got to keep them entertained, Sky. Let's go. That's what we got to do. Because now the National Guard, they've been deployed to Chicago. But you know what? This is like they're saying that this has not happened before. This is what they're saying. This is like the first time something like this has ever happened. But you know what's funny? It seems like when you look at all sides of these stories, you have the Chicagoans, and then you have the Washingtonians, or whatever you want to call the people that live in Washington that really live there, like the New Yorkite, like myself, who really can tell you what the lay of the land is like, and that we'd appreciate that sort of presence because we need some sort of stability. Because who's not out there? The police. They're not. They're not out there, and there's a lot of stuff going out there. I'm not trying to fearmonger, just being honest with you guys. Let's double tap that screen to get those likes up. Let's get on over
Military
here to
members
Chicago.
deployed in Chicago might seem shocking. It has happened before and not too long ago.
However, our Sabrina Franza found there is one big difference this time.
Think about what all three of these events have in common. The DNC last year, the protests in the wake of George Floyd's death in 2020, and the DNC in 1968. In all three cases, local leaders called the National Guard here. That's not what's happening right now. Take a listen to what Richard Daley said back in 1968 when he asked for some extra help.
We'll give you that much time, Richard. Come on.
Help.
Get a little
Those
bit of time.
reports of intelligence on my desk that certain people plan to assassinate the three contenders for the presidency.
At the time, Chicago was preparing for 200,000 demonstrators. An estimated 5,000 showed up. In 2020, former Mayor Lori Lightfoot asked for the National Guard herself. Protests across the city became too much for CPD to handle alone. Lightfoot said then it was a decision she did not come to lightly, nor was it something she did without speaking to top CPD brass.
This wasn't an easy decision. I did it at the request of and in consultation with Superintendent Brown, but it's surely the right decision in this moment.
Of course, she's no longer the mayor, and yeah, we found out a whole bunch of stuff about Lightfoot. She wasn't so light with her foot when it came down to conspiracy. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to go over to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, that is, where we got these leaders who they're talking about these rainbow crosswalks. I got a situation with the rainbow crosswalks myself. Y'all do me a favor. If y'all condone the rainbow crosswalks, give me a thumbs up. If you don't condone the rainbow crosswalks, give me a thumb down. I don't think that and I'm going to give you a thumbs down myself. This is my opinion, but you guys can give me any opinion that you want. And the reason is because this is going on right here. It is because your actual preference should not be what's promoted. You don't see people out here talking about, hey, let's promote man. Let's see, we don't do none of that. So I don't see why there should be one category for certain people. They always talk about, oh, that's a safe place for us. No, it's not. It's actually exploiting this, and it's smacking us in the face, the straight people. That's how I look at it. There's so many people in these comments that feel the same way. I don't condone it at all. I don't want to see it on a train. I don't want to see the commercials or anything about it. Straight up and down. Let's keep on moving forward, y'all. Let's double tap that screen to get those likes up. And I saw one time, and I'm going to keep on bringing this up. Remember this one guy? he had this big truck and he saw that he was about to cross in that section. Some people would actually go all the way around the block instead of going through that section. This one dude, he just pressed the gas and the brake and did a real nice burnout on it and burnt up the whole part of it. Let's keep on going, you guys, because this is what they're doing in Fort Lauderdale. They're trying to fight for it.
Governor Ron DeSantis is doubling down on the state's efforts to remove colorful crosswalks from intersections across our state.
We continue to see protesters taking to the streets, and tonight city leaders in Fort Lauderdale plan to meet to talk about how to approach the state's orders. Local 10 Sarah Anwar is in Fort Lauderdale with the very latest.
Get rid of them. That's how.
The city of Fort Lauderdale's mayor called a special meeting that's to be held tonight to address this directive from the state, asking them to remove crosswalks like this one here at Sebastian Street near A1A that displays a rainbow flag symbolizing LGBTQ pride.
We don't need that.
Rainbow crosswalks in the state's crosshairs.
We don't need that.
We don't want to be in a situation where we're playing whack-a-mole. Oh, well, no, that mural's fine, but that's not. Then you get into like, oh, is it a content thing and all that? No, we're just not doing it.
No.
We're out of that business in Florida.
The Florida Department of Transportation, FDOT, says crosswalks must be painted
Everybody
to
got
code.
thumbs
No
down.
murals, no flags, all in the name of safety. But some say there's more to that policy change.
No, I'm not a
Protesters in
Trumper.
Fort Lauderdale say the rainbow crosswalks are safe and symbolic.
What statistics do you have that they're safe? Because they're out there, and they're safer than what people are claiming.
But the governor backs the decision with support from FDOT.
We have a new law and we have a new standard, and we're simply implementing that standard, and it's across the board. You know, pavement art is not allowed, and we're removing everything that's not compliant with state, federal standards.
Right.
And that's the approach that we're taking.
So that meeting is set to happen tonight at 6 p.m. at the Broward.
Next thing you know, the ground gonna be looking like Mardi Gras somewhere. Come on now. Or if they allow that, oh my God, could y'all imagine? Sachet everywhere. Get that crap out of here. That's how my mother used to be. When she used to get mad at us, she never used to open her mouth most of the time. She used to yell at us, but when you knew it was on and you was about to get popped, she would clench her teeth like this. Boy, if you don't get your ass over there, I'm going, oh, you'd be like, oh my God, Raymond. How many other people's mother was like that? And you know, once you saw those teeth go like this, she was not playing, boy. She was not playing. Let's keep on moving forward right now because we got to go to, where are we going? To LA. LA, come on. It looks like justification for the National Guard. Mayor Karen Bass and the LAPD, the chief, provide details on what's going on right now with this ooting that I can't say, but I can let them talk about it. Now it looks like justification. Now if Trump say, hey, I want to send over the National Guard for situations like this, what they got to say now?
Press conference live in South Los Angeles, and bring you this press conference live in South Los Angeles. There's the mayor, the police chief, and others. Let's listen live.
That there has been a shooting with multiple victims. And I'm sad to say that after a relatively peaceful summer, to have the summer conclude with what happened here today. My hearts go out to the victims, and I want to thank the first responders, of course, Los Angeles Police Department, the fire department, and also our community interventionists who work very hard to prevent this type of violence, to keep peace,
What's up, New Orleans?
and to reduce crime that happens, especially violent crime. I'm confident, though, just like I was confident yesterday in the press conference where we announced the arrest of gang members that had been responsible for close to 100 burglaries, that we will find the perpetrators of this crime and hold them accountable. And especially when we have leaders of our Los Angeles Police Department, like Captain Gonzalez, who I know now will provide the details as to what happened today.
Thank you, Mayor. Hi, good evening, everyone. So my name is Adrian Gonzalez. I'll give you guys an update on what I know as of now. So approximately 2:30 this afternoon, we received multiple radio calls of shooting calls at this location. The location where the shooting occurred is behind me, in front of the market. At that time, our officers responded to multiple radio calls of victims being down. We did locate ultimately 5 victims so far. They all suffered from various injuries. They were all transported to local hospitals. And as of now, we haven't had any victim who has been pronounced deceased. It's an ongoing investigation. Our investigators are here, our detectives are here. We continue to scour the location for video, for additional witnesses, for additional evidence. And so we will continue investing in this investigation with whatever resources that we need to.
I wonder what the police presence is like in Los Angeles. Is it anything like in New York where there's very light amount of presence because they're so, lax and lackadaisical? Also, not to be funny, but is that the Holy Moly Donut Shop right there, y'all? Holy moly, it looked like Holy Moly Donut Shop right there. I'm sure they frequented that location a lot. So why wasn't there any police there? It's a donut shop right there. I don't get it. We're going to keep on moving forward, though. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. We want to pray for all of the people that actually didn't lose their lives. And we want to thank the Lord for making sure that they did not get hurt in this tragic event. Keep on moving forward, you guys, and thank the Lord for our day. Keep on moving forward, and thank you for just being alive, Lord. Thank you, and let's keep on going. That looked like the Holy Moly Donut Shop, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Holy moly, 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 moly. With all them flies flying around, make you want to smack your mama. Keep on moving forward. That's why I do the prayers, because sometimes I come into a funny thing, and I want to make sure that I get the serious out as well. So we always got to do the prayer, because you never know what the next story is going to be about. I'm a human being, so I don't want to go from one extreme to the next without showing respect. Now we're going to go over to Florida, where we got this congressman that's taking a tour of Alligator Island, but he isn't happy with what he saw. I think that's the reason why this judge is going so hard at everybody right now and trying to shut down Alligator Alcatraz.
In the Everglades to speak with its detainees. He's part of a group of state and federal lawmakers demanding answers about what is going on inside. This as we await a judge's decision on if the camp will be shut down entirely. Here's Christina Vasquez.
There are only 336 people in there right now. Last time I came here, it was damn near 1,000.
Central Florida Democratic Congressman Maxwell Frost.
Still cages, still horrible conditions. I thought because there's much less people in here, maybe they'd spread people out amongst the cages a little bit more to not put 32 people in one. That's not the case.
Returning to the immigration detention facility in the Everglades, state officials call Alligator Alcatraz to speak with detainees, something he said he was not allowed to do during his previous visit.
I was unable to meet with any of the people that I was set out here to meet with. They said that they were transferred out, they were moved out.
The U.S. representative is one of more than 60 Democratic lawmakers co-signing this letter today to senior leadership at the Department of Homeland Security, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and FEMA. Questions about attorney access at the facility. A related First Amendment case is currently playing out in federal court.
I do have grave environmental concerns. I saw leakage from a lot of the trailers and bathrooms.
And the lawmakers want to know if an environmental review was completed prior to construction. The answer, say some environmental groups, is no, in violation of environmental law, asking a federal judge to stop any further construction or use of the site for the purpose of immigration detention until the state and federal government defendants comply with the National Environmental Policy Act.
Okay, bring it up to code. Knock it down not even knock it down. Bring it up to code. Make sure you guys get it right and bring it right back up to again. Because, yeah, we need more lock up space. I ain't playing. I don't care what none of y'all got to say. You came over here in the caravans and you had your middle fingers up looking at us like we gonna get your welfare. We gonna get your money. We gonna get them debit cards and laugh at you. It's funny. Yeah, they were stepping on all over our veterans and stuff like that. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think the Democrats will sign a petition for veterans to get something going like this or to make sure that they straight? And no, I'm not hating on no particular party. I play for common sense. Now, let's do it. Let's do it real quick. It's the way that we always do it. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not an independent. I am a human being. I don't play the stupid game about, oh, even if we're going to run into the fire, I'm running with you. I'm not going to die on the hill. I'm a common sense sort of a person. If it don't make sense, I'm not dealing with it. And that's the bottom line, our bottom line. Why I made the show. Keep on moving forward right now because we got to go over to Oregon. We pay attention to every place on this show. We got 22,000 acres of flat fire in central Oregon that destroys 4 homes, and it's about 5% contained. I don't like these wildfires. I have a couple of friends out in Ignacio, Durango right now that were dealing with the wildfires going on over there. Yesterday they finally had a little bit of rain. It's so dry out there. They finally had a little bit of rain, and they were actually able to contain some of the fires. This wildfire right here is only 5% contained.
The flat fire burning in Central Oregon has destroyed at least 4 homes and burned nearly 22,000 acres. It is northeast of Sisters on the Jefferson and Deschutes County lines. Governor Kotek declared an emergency conflagration act to add more resources. FEMA has also authorized federal funds to help fight it. We turn now to Herrick Zoutendijk with the Oregon State Fire Marshal's Office. We know you're busy, so before that.
Really challenging, right? We've had, red flag warnings. We've had high temperatures, near triple digits, very low humidity, winds with up to 20-mile-an-hour gusts. So those weather conditions really challenge, the firefight.
The fire's destroyed 4 homes, damaged several structures. It's burning close to the town of Sisters, with different parts of town under different levels of evacuation. How's that southern containment line holding up, and should people be worried about the fire reaching Sisters?
Yeah, so we've been watching that southern end really closely. It really jumped and moved on Saturday. Yesterday, it moved just slightly more to the north than the south. The wind shifted. Took advantage of the weather and the wind shift overnight. And today we're taking high advantages of, the weather changes with high humidity. It rained here today, not just a couple sprinkles, but we know that there's still warmth coming up. It is still warm out here, even though it rained. And it doesn't take long for those grasses and the vegetation to dry out.
Yeah, you guys, terrible situation that happened in Los Angeles. Then it happened in New York, out in somewhere like in Long Island. Now it's happening there. It happened in many places. And some of these wildfires are not just wild, they're man-made. You got these crazy people that's going around now igniting and starting these fires out here, you guys. They caught somebody last week that was actually starting up brush fires. We got to be very diligent out here and be very careful. We're going to pray for the families that lost their homes. Hopefully there were no lives that were lost. Also, we're going to hope that this fire gets contained to the point where it brings no harm to the people as well as the animals that are out there as well, and as well as the land. Thank you guys, and we're going to pray and say this in Jesus' name. Amen. That's what we're going to do, you guys. Now we got to get over to this alleged Home Depot theft. This whole ring, they was arrested after stealing $10 million in merchandise from Home Depot. Man, y'all should have been on an island somewhere. Y'all was being greedy. That much money, and y'all, man, listen.
Announced a major development in a crime ring. Several people have been arrested. These have just announced a major development in a crime ring. Several people have been arrested in connection with thefts at Home Depot stores across Southern California. KTLA's Annie Rose Ramos is live in Camarillo with the details. Annie Rose, good morning.
Eric, it's incredible. That press conference just wrapping up a few minutes ago, and we understood from the Ventura County Sheriff's Department that their task force was responsible for taking down a criminal enterprise that allegedly stole over $10 million of merchandise at multiple different Home Depots in the past couple of years. I want to bring in Sheriff Freihoff. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations to the hard work of your task force. Tell us a little bit about this criminal enterprise that you said is unlike any other case you've seen before.
The level of sophistication for this crew is something that we've never seen.
Yeah.
There was over 71 Home Depots hit over 500 times over the past 5-6 months, right? That's over in collective loss over $10 million. We seized $3.7 million worth of property when we did our raids on August 14th. This is unlike anything we've ever seen. Very sophisticated crews. They were stealing daily. They never took a day off. These booster crews never took one single day off. Every single day they hit Ventura County. They would hit all of our stores here in Ventura County to the tune of $6,000 to $10,000 a day that they were stealing from our Home Depots.
And Home Depots in Ventura County, in LA County, San Bernardino. I mean, we're seeing images from Home Depot of them stealing stuff as we speak. And like you said, this was a daily operation.
Daily operation from San Luis Obispo south, right? This went all the way to San Diego, Riverside, San Bernardino counties. This crew was relentless in their willingness to steal from all of our businesses and then sell it on either eBay or Amazon or out of their warehouse for just straight cash. So it's no different than stealing from the register. They're taking.
Now you let me go in Home Depot and do that. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, it's I ain't even gonna go there because I'm not that type of person. But do you see the blatant theft that's going on here? This is crazy. Y'all double tap that screen and get those likes up if y'all appreciate the content and what you guys are seeing right now. We've been up since 3 o'clock making sure that we got this flowing and got it sequenced so that we can bring you top stories and current events of what's going on right now. It's not always politics. Sometimes it's different places and crazy stuff like this. So let's go ahead and double tap that screen. If you have not become a member yet, go ahead and do so. Y'all tell them how to become a member, please. Thank you. Let's get into it.
Property and then selling it for a reduced rate.
Yeah. Now, we have some images of those folks who were arrested. You brought us out here today to announce that you've made these arrests. You've also put forth criminal charges. What are we talking about? Who? And there's a ringleader, right? There's a leader of this criminal enterprise.
Yeah, so David All was the fence, right? So he was the lead person that was receiving all the stolen goods from these different booster crews that were delivering it to his either business or to his home, and then he was then selling them out of his business. His ex-wife was also running a similar fencing operation, and his brother-in-law was also then selling things on Amazon and eBay. Very well orchestrated operation and to the tunes of millions of dollars.
And these were things like dimmers and breakers, things that you and I could have found and bought online, presumably from this man.
Absolutely. You know, these are the things that we all need. Switches, dimmer.
And you know why? These are high ticket items and they're very small. Look at that, how he could just throw them in his pocket. That dimmer is $32. We got this pole breaker that's $126. This is a breaker box over here. This goes to like main breakers and breaker boxes. This also is another breaker box, $82. $52 for this dimmer over here. Nothing over here is cheap, basically. So if they get a hit on something like this, they put it up on eBay, they could sell it for half the price and they're gonna make their money back. So that's why you saw that guy filling up his pockets over there by the electronics section. Then you saw him going for that pole at the top because that other item up there probably was worth at least about $600 or $700. Get it out the box, conceal it. Where's the security and what's going on? They got him though, y'all. Let's keep on moving forward because now we got to get back over to Brooklyn's in the house. Sorry to say it, this woman got pow. Let's go. Let's go to Brooklyn, y'all. New York, let's keep it moving. We got to stack this deck. We're going to keep on moving, y'all. We working. Let's go. Let's go.
Lego Movie Breakfast, the greatest superpower is your imagination.
Yeah, give them a commercial. Hope we don't got to do another one. Thank you. We did it. We watched it. Oh, God.
Lego Movie Breakfast, the greatest superpower.
Spidey. I hope we getting paid off of this. I hope we getting paid by Lego. Come on, Lego, Bugatti, our bottom line.
Down to
Mattel,
Brooklyn, where a
thank you.
feud between neighbors appears to be what led to a shooting in Prospect Heights this morning.
Yeah, police say a man shot his upstairs neighbor, and tenants tell Eyewitness News the victim had complained about being harassed by the suspect in the past.
Eyewitness News reporter Darla Miles live in Prospect Heights with more. Darla.
This dude actually called the news.
David and Liz, police at this point are not describing this as a feud, but what I can tell you from sources here at the scene is that just a few weeks ago, the 49-year-old victim, the woman who was shot in this incident, complained that the neighbor downstairs had been harassing her, and she kind of hesitated to report him to police because she didn't want it to seem like overkill. And just a few weeks later, she finds herself in the hospital.
I heard like some screaming, a gunshot, and apparently one of the neighbors on the floor above mine shot another neighbor.
NYPD officers with long guns and body armor responding to gunshots and the sound of a woman's voice wailing, "Help me, help me," Tuesday morning. These images from surveillance cameras inside of the 4-story walk-up in Prospect Heights are of ESU crews storming inside to find the gunman. Obviously, this is very distressing for you.
Kind of, you know, when you have a neighbor shot above your head at 8 a.m., it is.
This 36-year-old resident who asked not to be identified in his second-floor apartment just after 8 a.m. when sources tell the second-floor resident went upstairs, approaching a 49-year-old woman who lives on the 3rd floor and started beating her with the barrel of his gun, then shooting her in the arm and in the leg.
The police were here almost immediately, so I guess that solved itself. But yeah, once the police were here, I saw them take her out. She looked like she was doing fine, but still was in pain, being shot.
Police believe the suspect had barricaded himself inside of his apartment, but after they entered, he was nowhere to be found.
That's frightening. I was hoping that because the police came so quickly, I was hoping that they were able to find him really quickly.
Sources say the 49-year-old victim had been complaining to the super that the suspect had been harassing her, apparently upset about hearing footsteps and other noise from upstairs.
I think I know the shooter. I don't know who got shot.
We live in buildings, man. If you don't want to hear nobody upstairs, you better get on the top floor. See if you can get on a 6th floor apartment. See, that's what I'm saying, guys. Y'all got to be real careful with sometimes people's stress levels. You never know what somebody's going through. And he basically went off on that situation. Luckily, she's still alive and didn't lose her life, you guys. We're going to pray for the life and also the person that got hurt in this. Hopefully they get through this tragic event and they find this guy. Got to keep on moving forward because we're going back over to Bryan, Texas, where Ghislaine Maxwells was saying that our President Trump was never inappropriate with anybody. He was the perfect gentleman, and that's what Ghislaine Maxwells is saying. Do you think, and I'm going there, call me what you want, you think she's trying to secure that pardon? Yeah, I'm going to go there. I'm just going to go there. I'm going to say it before you guys say it. You think she's trying to secure that pardon? I'm not going to say nothing to make you look bad, sir. I promise. I'm not.
The full audio and transcripts from their 2-day sit-down with Jeffrey Epstein's top accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwells, saying that she never saw Presidents Trump or Clinton, who spent time hanging out with convicted sex offender Epstein, do anything inappropriate. Here she is talking about President Trump.
I actually never saw the president in any type of massage setting. I never witnessed the president in any inappropriate setting in any way. The president was never inappropriate with anybody. In the times that I was with him, he was a gentleman in all respects.
Well, the move to release the interview comes as there has been intense interest in the Epstein case, with many in President Trump's space demanding the release of any files or information that could shed new light. And just in the last few hours, the D.O.J. turned in more than 100,000 pages related to that case to the House Oversight Committee as it carries out its own investigation. We've got team coverage on this. NBC's Tom Winter is with us, but we start now with Garrett Haig, who's near the White House. And Garrett, the president has wanted this Epstein saga to go away for months, even though his own base was kind of pushing for it, riling it up, if you will. Does this release of the audio relieve any of the political pressure that he has been under?
Well, the White House certainly hopes so, Tom. Look, this is starting to look like a good old-fashioned Friday news dump. It's a late Friday afternoon in late August, and all these entities are pushing out their Epstein-related information at just about the same time. The chyrons and headlines on Fox News, widely watched in the White House, are all about how Ghislaine Maxwells says she never saw Donald Trump do anything untoward and that she essentially clears him, in their words, in this interview. That's not something that's going to be trusted by the wider universe of people who are interested in these files. To have the president's former personal attorney sitting down with Maxwell, who would very much like a pardon from this president, saying nice things about him. But it may be the kind of thing that seeps into the president's base and convinces them that perhaps there's not as much there in this story that's widely been pushed off the front pages over the last couple of weeks.
Why do they look like they dancing to Wham? Wake me up before you go. Don't leave me hanging on like a yo-yo. I swear it looks like she's dancing to Wham. Look at her head now.
In this story that's widely been pushed off the front pages over the last couple of weeks.
Look like she dancing to Wham. I know George Michael. Take me dancing tonight. I want to hear that. Yeah. Back start over to the. Keep on moving forward, you guys. I know I'm supposed to stay professional on this part of the show, but I want y'all to double tap that screen because we got more coming up. We got more with the transcripts, and they're trying to say that this is like a Salem witch hunt. Ghislaine Maxwells' narrative around Epstein's guests. She literally admitted to what the victim says she did, and that was if she was attracted to anybody, she would introduce them to Jeffrey Epstein. Listen to the words coming out of her mouth. And sometimes she's not going to tell everything, but she's going to tell part of it.
And I did look for masseuses. I did. I went to spas. And if I met somebody who said she was a masseuse, I did not check their credentials. And of course, if she was attractive, I did introduce her, yes. If I met friends who were interested, he was constantly asking me to meet new and interesting people. I did.
She trying to clean it up. She said he was constantly asking me to meet new and interesting people. That's kind of like saying, yo, you got no females, you got any chicks you can hook me up with, because you know I'm a freakazoid and you know what I'm trying to do. Then she gonna have the nerve to say that he was impotent. Yeah, impotent. Get on out of here. Meet me at the airport, get my bags, Ghislaine. If you want to sue me, holler at me in 20 years, unless you get a pardon in 3.5. Let's go.
Did do that. At the time, I viewed it as, well, first of all, part of my job, I think, or part of my responsibility, if you were, to introduce, because it wasn't just women. If I met somebody who was interesting, like Mary Gelman, or who I thought he would like, I did that. So it's not exclusively, but he did, and I did do that.
So, but then, so I want to layer on top of what you just said, what we talked about yesterday more, but a little bit today already, which is everybody that was around him besides you, like his friends. So I accept the lifestyle. I've seen the photos, the fact that we're all going to go to the island for a couple days, or fly on a private plane, and there's beautiful women everywhere. Is there any, I mean, do you, as you sit here today, think that the people around him weren't also of the same place where they were also
thank you, Juan,
getting massages where there was sex going on during them? Or
so now he's trying to mix in questions like, do you know of any other important people that will possibly getting massages? And of course, you know what she gonna do, right? Everybody, thank Juan for becoming a member and getting that glove. Everybody else that want to become a member, that's right, Juan, good looking. Thank you so much. Double tap that screen to get those likes up, you guys. We got to get more people over here. We're in the zone right now. We're in the Ghislaine Maxwell zone. We're in the Epstein zone right now. Let's get it going. Let's keep moving forward with this content. I ain't going nowhere. We got more layers on this.
Or things like that, and I'm obviously asking this because that's what what everybody has said. And when you just described what it was like, the very next step from that is everybody's going to Vegas for the weekend, you know, and so it seems kind of far-fetched to say that yes, that was his lifestyle, but then when he's taking groups of folks to the island or groups of folks to New Mexico or whatever, that they're all, going to church in the morning while he's getting a massage.
I was there though, and
there you go. There you go. It ain't like they was going to church in the morning while he was getting a massage by all these people. What was they doing in the night? All along. What were they doing in the night? Let's keep on moving, right? Because we got one of y'all favorite sheriffs, Grady Judd. He talks about an illegal immigrant who's been arrested for attacking ICE agents. And in the photo, this is a thunk right here. He's smiling with the agents after they locked him up. And they ain't letting him out. Yeah, he might be going to Uganda. Let's go, y'all. Had the nerve to be fighting the ICE agents back, all red in the nose. He looked like Rudolph. Look at his nose, y'all. Pay attention to his nose. Let's go. Let's go.
First at 6, Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd says an undocumented immigrant who hurt a federal agent while on the run is in custody. It sparked a massive search involving a helicopter, drones, and canines in East Lakeland this morning. Fox 13's Carla Byron reports.
Surprise, we gave Miranda his Miranda, and he's now in custody.
This is 21-year-old Dennis Miranda, smiling in a photo with Polk County Sheriff deputies after his arrest. The backstory is Homeland Security agents pulled over a truck he was in on Reynolds Road in East Lakeland at 6 a.m. Deputies say Miranda, an undocumented immigrant from Nicaragua who entered the country illegally in 2021, fought with the agents for 5 minutes, causing one to have a dislocated shoulder. He fled and hid at All Pro Distributing, where he was caught shortly after 7 a.m.
Had this guy been dealt with correctly, he had been touched at least, I underscore, at least 2 other times when he came into this country illegally, and nothing was done. And now he's injured federal agents trying to do their job and take him into custody.
The agent was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Miranda had a warrant for deportation after he was arrested for DUI in Texas in July 2024 and didn't show up for court.
Of course. I bet we've wiped the smile off of his face.
Because he's undocumented, he's now facing enhanced felony charges of burglary, battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting arrest with violence, resisting arrest without violence, and false imprisonment.
If you notice, at first when he was locked up with everybody behind him, he had a big smile. And now that's that interrogation photo, it's like half a smile. It's like, and then once he go through the rigmarole, he's gonna be like this. His face is gonna totally change. Trust me, that stupid smile is gonna be off his face by the time he get over to Alligator Alcatraz. Let's keep on moving forward because we got this Trump-appointed judges who actually tossed the D.O.J's lawsuit against these federal judges. Check this out, you guys. There was a lawsuit against federal judges that just got tossed out by some Trump-appointed judges.
The Trump administration just appealed a ruling from a Trump-appointed federal judge that threw out an aggressive Justice Department lawsuit. That lawsuit had tried to sue all 15 federal trial judges in the state of Maryland. Now, the underpinning of that case, Maryland courts temporarily blocking the Trump administration from quickly deporting undocumented immigrants.
They're going for everything, y'all.
If they challenged their removals. And that ruling was on full display in the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia this week. That's the undocumented immigrant who lived in Maryland, who is now in ICE custody as he challenges his deportation, threatened to go to Uganda. It's a country where he has absolutely zero ties. Joining us now, CNN crime and justice correspondent Caitlin Polans and CNN senior.
Well, he can't go to Venezuela or his country of origin because he's an MS-13 member. And if he goes back there, they're going to deal with him, which is why he shouldn't be here. Goodbye, Kilmar. See ya. Hope you never come back. Bye now. Hope we never see you again. I know you're mad. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. I know y'all don't like me for that. We got this new video that emerged of the Brothers for Life founder. That was attacked in jail. I think I can say jail. Anybody don't like graphic content, somebody getting stiz-abbed up, I can't say the word. You might want to be careful right now. Any children around the TV, please move them away from the television. Anybody else? This is a tragic event right here. This person didn't lose his life, but he basically did get assaulted, let's say that word, in jail. And let's go into it right now.
It was a prison yard ambush targeting one of our state's most notorious prisoners. And tonight we can bring you the shocking moment. Brothers for Life founder Bassem Hamzy was attacked inside Goulburn Supermax, allegedly by a member of a rival gang. A warning, the following report contains confronting images.
Also, why you never turn your back on anybody.
In a high-security room, Bassem Hamzy and a fellow inmate, they seem to be getting along, but as Hamzy turns his back, that's all about to change. The man reaches into his pants and pulls out a homemade knife, and it becomes a stabbing frenzy. Hamzy wounded in the neck and punched repeatedly. A prison guard on the other side of the door tries to remove his handcuffs so he can defend himself. As Hamzy covers his face, he's met with an uppercut. He's attacked again. The images are too confronting to show. 40 seconds of fury finally comes to an end when backup arrives and the prison officers storm in without their stab-proof vests.
They weren't able to wait for their colleagues that are fitted with stab vests, with chemical munitions. They basically, they had nothing between them and the weapon that inmate was carrying but their uniform.
Hamzy, out cold, guards at his side as they seize the weapon.
And he may well owe his life to the actions of those officers.
Hamzy is arguably our state's most notorious prisoner, jailed as a teenager for shooting a man dead in Paddington. He converted to Islam and founded Brothers for Life from inside Goulburn Supermax. It's not the first time he's been attacked behind bars, brawling with Talal Alamuddin in a prison yard in 2019 and convicted murderer Ricky McNamara in 2023.
Well, how about this? That's what they do in them places, and that's how it goes down. That's what he basically should already understand, because that's what he got himself set in for, you guys. Crazy story right there, huh? Do your boy a favor and double tap that screen to get those likes up if y'all appreciate the content. We got to keep moving. We're going over to Delhi, crime news. Even though there is a warning of the possibility of getting your hand chopped off, you still should be careful when you go to other countries. And pay attention to your surroundings. Watch this right here. Pay attention. Like the same way he wasn't paying attention, you always have to pay attention. I'm not trying to fearmonger, but don't have your back to people. Always be like this. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, no doubt. What's going on? Oh yeah, let's do that. Because once you turn your back one way and you're not paying attention, too much things can happen, especially when you're on your cell phone. Let's get it, y'all. Watch this video right here. No audio. Just want you to see what's going on with this situation. This is in Delhi. See a man up there, look like he's just watching, got his back turned, look maybe at a bus stop. Another man is watching what he's doing, waiting for the right time to strike. He don't even notice this man is behind him, so he snatches his phone. Matter of fact, he didn't get it. He didn't get the phone. He's still trying. Seems as if he's pulling out a weapon. You guys can see the other guy on the motorcycle, the moped. That's the way they get down for the easy escape. He's still over there trying to, R-word the man. Actually got a weapon out now. All that over his phone. Now he's choking him. No help, nobody. Now his buddy's gonna go over there and do the rest of the job because now they got him, they got him subdued. Now they're in his pockets, taking everything he got, and now they run off. Pay attention to your surroundings. As soon as that moped would have rolled up, you should have started walking. If you gotta walk in the street, you do that. There's a book that we wrote. Some guy named Eric Crawford. I don't know who that guy is. It's called Street Smarts, How to Survive in the Hood. You might want to go pick it up on Amazon. Mothers Against Drunk Driving actually loved it, and they actually use it for a lot of their seminars and things. Check it out. It's called Street Smarts, How to Survive in the Hood. Do not turn your back, especially into oncoming traffic. Do not stay in one position for longer than like 30 or 40 seconds. Pay attention when you're outside traveling, especially when you're in different countries. Pay attention, y'all. You got to move around. You got to move around. Move around. Move your body. Move your body. Like these squatters that should have thought about the same thing. What's the smartest thing to do if you got some squatters that try to move into your house, you guys? How about you do it on a Bronx Tale sort of a way? Now you can't leave. We got these squatters here that did not want to leave these people's home, and they found a way to get very smart to make them want to leave their homes. What did they do? They went to Home Depot and bought some 2x4s and they locked them in the basement. You want to be down there? Stay down there. Let's go. So they basically broke into these people's home, took over their basement, and they wouldn't vacate. So check it out. They even got dogs down there. They got the nerve to have dogs in their house, squatting. So this would be the main level of the home, like the first floor, and the people took over the basement. So they locking them down there. I think it's rather smart.
How nervous do you think they feel?
Now that's a good carpentry job right there, y'all, right? That's how you do it. He gonna say one more for good measure. Watch this. Shout out to DeWalt in the building. They ain't sponsoring, but we appreciate you.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You want to be down there? Stay down there.
U-Haul's finally gone. See, this is what I always think down here. The dogs didn't go outside. They used puppy pads and peed on walls and the beams and that.
Nowhere to even live down there.
More dog pee. Mom.
So it's basically an unfinished basement. They broke into these people's basement and thinking that they was gonna be able to stay down there with dogs. They had something different for those, boy. They had something different on their mind for them. Y'all like that? Wasn't that a fantastic usage of Home Depot supplies? They got them cut to size specifically. Soon as they went in there, he just went to work. Zzz, zzz, what are you doing? You see her kick the bottom of that door open like, I got to get out of here. One entrance and one way to get out. Yeah, they thought two times about staying down there. We got to keep on moving forward now because now we got this buyer for the record-breaking $13 million sports card. You guys want to see that? Somebody spent $13 million for a sports card. Are you guys interested in that? Because if not, we don't got to watch that. Okay, let's watch it real quick. Someone spent $13 million for a sports card. I wonder who this person is.
So we told you just a little while ago about a record-breaking price for this card. Take a look at it. It features Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, sold for $12.9 million over the weekend. This is the most ever paid for a sports card. We didn't know who had bought said card. Nobody knew. It was an anonymous purchase at the time. And as we're talking about it on the air, I get a text message from the man who says he is the buyer of that card. And we want to welcome him on the broadcast. We literally organized this in the last 10 minutes. Kevin O'Leary, you are the buyer of that card, sir?
I'm one of three. We formed a syndicate so we didn't have to compete with each other. Matt Allen, Paul Warshaw, both legends in the hobby. Shine is the nickname of Matt Allen. He was the guy that did the research, but we bought it together. Yes, we did. And I'm very proud to own it. I've been looking at this asset class now for 3 years. It's an extraordinary return, as you just said yourself on your own card.
Yeah, so hold on, but so you've been looking at this specific card. Do you own a lot of other basketball cards?
Yes, we do. We do. We've been very, very specific. I've kind of looked at the research back in contemporary art and modern art. The majority of the capital gains accrue to the rarest Pollocks or, Warhol's pieces that are extraordinarily priced, you think, and then you wait a decade and look at them again and see you get extraordinary capital gains. It's a very thin market, but
the only way to get a card like that to be worth that much money, doing my research is what I heard, what I found out. The person that's signing the card, Kobe Bryant, as well as God bless the dead, R.I.P., Kobe Bryant himself have had to handle that card. Michael Jordan has had to handle that card, had it in his hand, some sort of play with it, besides just signing it. Card went for $13 million. Y'all got money like that? We trying to make some money. We wish we could make some money, 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 money. I ain't got $13 million for you, but I do got some money inside the description. Hit that link in the description and you guys will be able to make about $250 today on some surveys. I don't got $13 million for you, but you sure will be able to make some money on some surveys if that's what you guys are interested in doing. Also, I don't know if you're a mobile barber or detailer, what you got going on for your business, but you know what I want you to do? Send over your promo so we can help you guys get promoted. We almost have 50,000 subscribers over here. So that means if you remember the channel and you've already subscribed and you got a business, send over your promos. We don't got no problem with sharing in the demo, getting you more people that's going to possibly visit your business. Send it over to Bridge. That's right, Bridge this LLC@gmail.com, bridgethisllc@gmail.com, and you guys make sure it's in a 1080 by 1080 form so that it can fit inside of the post area. Also, next week we're going to be in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, doing the Show Your Talent search. That's the talent search where you will come to any location that we're set up at, and you're going to show us your talent. whether it's dancing, singing, frying chicken, doing a backflip, maybe do a wheelie in the parking lot. I don't know what you do, but if we call it talent and we like it, boom, you're going to be able to make $250. After we get all 5 boroughs of everybody together with their winners, we're going to come to one location where one person can make $1,000. That's right, you guys. That's going to be coming up. And if you want to be a part of that, all you got to do is go to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. BIGGDRIPP.com. Go down to the first page, sign up to the mailing list, and that's it. You've already been enrolled into the Show Your Talent Search. That's right, you guys. Today is Thursday. One more day to the weekend. Already made it over the hump. Have a fantastic day. Drink some water. Don't know what you got going on, but guess what? God gave you another day to get at it, and that's what we do here. We're going to pray for everybody that's here. Pray for everybody in the chat, even the trolls, because guess what? We still get demo when you hate. That's still a conversation, and it's still being counted. So yes, we want to pray for everybody. Hope you guys have a fantastic day when you get out there. Can't wait to see you again tomorrow. And with that being said, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, Friday, just got paid, Friday night. See you guys tomorrow. Get 'em. Peace. 1.